Hi, I'm Dawn DeKisto. I'm a skincare specialist, and I help women all over the U.S., just like you, to get healthy skin, to build confidence, and trust what you see in the mirror every single day. And I love football.
And I'm Jamie. I love expressing myself with makeup. I will always be your #1 hype queen. And if you love football and makeup, then we'll make great friends.
Hello, and welcome to
Beauty Touchdown.
Skincare, Makeup, and Football every Saturday. Hey, Dawn, how was your week?
My week was interesting. My kitty bit me, and I had to go to the hospital.
Tosh.
A really serious bite, so I'm trying to recover from that. Hopefully, I'll make it through the show.
Oh my God. Well, let's hope that you do. Please
I was trying to give her a bath in her defense. She's not a biter. She's a really sweetheart, but it's a long story. But she needed a bath. You don't normally need to give cats baths. I know that, but she needed one for a particular reason, and voila, she didn't want one. So I should have brought her the groomer because they know what they're doing.
Oh my God. I see so many people shower their cats on TikTok though, and they look so miserable.
Some cats like it. It depends. They don't normally need it, but some cats will go to, like, Taj goes to the water, and she'll play in little amounts of water, but she doesn't like to be given a bath. So.
Yeah, because I want to get a cat, and I keep thinking about, oh my God, I'm gonna have to shower the cat. What if it's
no, you don't have to shower them. No, you just have to make sure they don't get fleas. She got some fleas at the veterinarian hospital, and I'm super allergic, and so I had to deal with that. That was the issue, and so the vet said you can give her a bath, and that's the best way to handle it. But it was not.
Sure. It was not fun for either of you.
How was your week? I know you had a rough week too. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I got food poisoning from Chinese food across the street from my job. So that I was miserable. That was not a good time.
No.
It was not a good time. But I survived. I know I only worked like 3 days, but going back to work after being sick and just some stuff went down at work, and I'm like, I don't need this. I'm recovering from my stomach bug. I don't need this from happening. But I survived. We're here. It's the weekend, and I get to sit here and talk football, skincare, and makeup with you. So all of that's in the past. I'm so excited.
I'm glad. And I want to hear. And we'll get started with our skincare and makeup real quick here in our football chat, because I can't wait to talk to you. But I do also want you to tell us about your vacation last week. Last weekend.
Oh my God, yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't think I even saw any photos or anything. So by way of review, we're going to talk about football concepts every week as we do our skincare and makeup. This is a new show. We're in the preseason, so we're working the bugs out. Hopefully we'll be ready for the full season.
We're like Jordan Love.
We're rookies. But so last week we touched on defense, and we introduced one play, which was the 2-4-5. Remember that video with BJ Raji? That was pretty fun. So we're going to touch on the offense today. Jamie, what is the job of the offense?
Oh my God, yes. The offense is the complete opposite. And by the way, if you missed last week's episode, make sure to go and check that out after you see our episode, of course. Or before you even see that, stop. Or maybe watch us live and hang out and do your makeup with us, skincare. But make sure to go check that out if you haven't checked out our last episode. We talked about the defense and what the defense does. And Dawn brought a really fun video at the end of the video. So make sure to check that out. But today we're going to talk about the opposite side of football, the game of football, which we'll talk about defense, not about offense. The defense's job is to stop the other team from scoring, and the offense's job is to score touchdowns. Score beauty touchdowns. Like, we're scoring beauty touchdowns with our beauty and skincare. They're out there scoring literal touchdowns. Literal touchdowns. So in the offense, they have a quarterback and then all of his weapons. The quarterback is the leader of the team, the leader of the pack. He's in charge and telling them what plays, where he wants the players to go. And Dawn, tell us about who his weapons are. Like, who is the quarterback's weapons?
So quarterback is going to throw to receivers, He's going to throw, generally speaking, to receivers to a running back. And the running back is more of a short run that's close by if he can't make a longer toss to his receivers. And they will run through the defensive line of the other team. So it's a pretty hard job. He might throw to tight ends. So there's 2 of those usually on the field, 2 running backs usually on the field. And then who knows how many receivers at any given moment. So, and then the rest, and then the rest of the and those guys all have to block to protect the play call and also to protect, of course, the quarterback. But the rest of the offense is going to be the offensive line, the guards and tackles that are actually there to protect the quarterback as well. So, yeah.
There's a little bit of defending going on the offense side too, via the offensive line. You know, they gotta defend our quarterback from getting sacked. What does sacking mean? Can you talk about what sacking the quarterback is?
Oh, that's really bad when it happens to your own team.
You don't want to see that. You want the defense to do sacks, but you don't want your quarterback to get sacked.
Okay, so a sack is when the defense of the opposite team makes it through the quarterback's offensive line, your team's offensive line, and gets to the quarterback before he can throw the ball. Sometimes they even rip it out of his hands, and that's really bad.
So the offensive line stands right in front of the quarterback and ready to catch the defenders from coming to him. And usually, sometimes really good defenders will cut through and just bam, get the quarterback and sack him, get him on the ground. And that usually, if that happens at the wrong time, it is not good for you. It's not good for your team. I'll tell you that.
It's never good. It's never good. And never, ever good.
I'm dropping
So how did you feel like, speaking of quarterbacks, our young buck Jordan Love that played the Green Bay Packers played the Kansas City on Thursday for the final third of the preseason game for the Packers. And Jordan Love started, and he started in actually all 3 of the preseason games. Finally,
I know
he didn't stay in for the whole game. What'd you think of how he looked?
So the preseason's over now. They've shortened the preseason to 3 games now. It used to be more. I don't remember how many more games there was before, but now it's just 3 games, which I kind of love because some injuries happen when their starters play during the preseason, which really is unfortunate when they end up coming and like just missing the whole season. But preseason's over, but it was so excited to see Jordan Love play all 3 games. And I did get to see the majority of, I didn't see last week's game because I was camping. That's where I was camping. And I'll talk about my camping experience later. But I love the fact that Jordan Love got a chance to play all 3 games. We got to see, in my opinion, I thought we saw him improve. I saw improvement from the previous years. He's on his 3rd year. He's not technically. Ooh, that's beautiful. What's that? Wait,
this is an enzyme peel. It's aloe and papaya and some other really great natural enzymes that will help peel the skin off, which I really need right now because my skin's dry.
Wait a minute, peel your skin off? Like, how does that work? That sounds scary.
Just the top layer. Well, we shed skin cells all day long, right? And we want to help. If we have any scarring or any damaged skin or just dry skin and it's flaky. I think you said you had dry skin. Sometimes we need help to exfoliate. Then the serums and the moisturizers and the products that we use afterwards have a chance to actually really get through to the healthier layers of skin. It also, exfoliation, we should do it 4 times a week. I do a peel 4 times a week and a mask. I'm sorry, 2 times a week and a mask 2 times a week. Today I'm going to do the peel and the mask because I'm behind. But when we talk about getting really glowy skin, that's usually from exfoliation, proper exfoliation, not overdoing it though. A lot of people
can overdo it.
Yes. And a lot of people use harsh scrubs and ingredients that they're not familiar with, that they really shouldn't be using. So
how do you feel about the apricot scrub? Everyone's like controversial about that.
Yeah, no. It's because that's too harsh. It's fine for your body or your feet and hand. Yeah. But, I offer free skin analysis. You can always check with me, even if you're not using the brand that I represent. feel free to get us, analysis. And we
Send
need
us
to.
a DM on Beauty Touchdowns Twitter. She'll be
That's
happy
right.
to answer questions for you on there. Maybe we could do a Q&A one of these days for Dawn. I think that would be a great thing. So if you want that, let us know in the comments, or just visit us at our on YouTube, on our Instagram. We're also on TikTok at Beauty Touchdown, and we'll have all that stuff in the show notes. But going back,
Everything will be in the show notes that I'm using right now. I can already tell just by very gently. I'm barely grazing my skin.
Is
I'm
it? But
pulling
tell me
skin
what the
off.
texture of the product is. What is it? Is it like
It's
a gel form?
It's like a jelly.
Oh, okay.
Now, the products that I use are aloe vera based. So an aloe vera jelly, this is like a clear aloe vera jelly that we use. That's the first ingredient in all of our products, and if you know your and there's no water in our products. So you're getting pure, really great, high grade, high efficacy natural ingredients that really, really work, are effective. But instead of water, the first ingredients is that aloe, and that aloe is like a jelly kind of. Have you ever opened up an aloe plant and taken the clear liquid out? It's kind of runny, but it's a little thicker than water. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, and aloe has the same pH as healthy baby skin. And it's also a natural exfoliator. So if you can use an aloe-based skincare, why not? I mean, why would anyone use water as the first ingredient? If you can have aloe.
I mean, if you don't know about aloe, you gotta know. It sounds like you have to have that in your little skincare routine. I'm gonna have to jump on that aloe train.
I'm going to send you a set of samples, and if anyone wants samples, just hit me up. So right now it's already working, and it's like, I don't know if you can see it from here, but my skin is coming off. I can feel my skin coming off. Can you see it? I don't know.
No,
probably not.
But I believe you.
Anywho, so tell me, what'd you think about Jordan Love?
So, listen, the boy has a cannon. He has improved tremendously. He's more comfortable in the pocket. Also, there was he had better protection this time around. He's more comfortable in the pocket. He just has more command of the team. He's just more confident in himself. My only issue with Jordan Love is that he has a cannon. He can throw the ball like nobody's business, but he's just not accurate enough. And what I saw in this last game against the Chiefs was that just his deep balls were not working out for him. He kept trying to go deep, which I love that. Those are exciting, but he just was missing. He was overthrowing. He was underthrowing. Sometimes the defender, also there. And correct me if I'm wrong. It also like their defense was pretty good. Like I felt like they were really aggressive.
Well, they were playing their first string.
They were playing thank you for bringing that up. They're playing their starters against us. And I felt like a lot of the teams played their starters against the Packers, and I'm like, it's preseason. Why are you risking injury at this time?
I thought about that a lot, and I thought at first I was like, what is going on here? But what it is different coaches have different philosophies. Like Kansas City, Andy Reid's like, hey, and he said he was going to play Pat Mahomes, but he didn't. So in any case, they want to use it as practice games because preseason is basically an exhibition practice game, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So here's what I thought about. So I'm not going to hold it against anyone because it's just it's just a toss up. And even our Matt LaFleur, who's an amazing coach, right? He said, you know what? You're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't. It's like, it's up to the coach. It's okay. But I think it toughens up our players by playing against those first stringers, right? Because they're playing against Pro Bowlers. So here's what I was thinking about Jordan Love. And I don't know if but I was guessing that perhaps coach just told him, just go out there, throw like crazy, just let it all rip. It's not, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Just get the jitters out. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he seemed, he seemed to be doing that.
He seemed confident. He was, I mean, I love that. I love that he was going for it. He he was like, let's just try it. And I love
Right.
if Matt LaFleur really like empowered him.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to our 2 viewers. I see that we have 2 viewers.
Oh,
Hello.
sorry. Hi.
Hi. Go ahead and leave us a comment.
Oh,
If you're
here's some
here,
comments.
there's some comments. Let's say hi to the people.
Hi,
Hello.
ladies. It's Adrian from Hi, Adrian. Hi, it's good to
Hi,
see you.
Adrian.
Hey, Adrian, I'm going to talk about our new lip rescues if I ever get to it. So I just finished my peel. So my skin feels as smooth. I mean, and not that it wasn't smooth before, but it's pretty wild. So I'm going to do my mask next. And when I do my mask, my face is going to get, especially around my lips, really tight.
Oh.
So you might have to do all the talking.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Yeah, ladies, it's really hard to do your makeup and talk. Let me just tell you. It's really hard. But, okay. Are you doing that now? Because
I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do another. It's an aloe vera based mask, and so it's clear, so it won't look like I'm doing anything. It's just going to look like I'm sitting here.
And then you're going to talk like this.
I'm going to talk like that. Well, maybe I won't put it right. Anywho, so do you think that Matt LaFleur, just told Jordan to go for it?
Yeah.
I
mean, why wouldn't you want? It's the preseason. Like you need him. He needs to have that. And I saw the comments. They're like, it's been 3 years. It's been like that. Or so and so is looking at this. So everyone develops differently. And we're even talking about Mr. Etling, because Etling was pretty exciting to watch. But honestly, he didn't really have a good game this last game. I didn't think he had a great game. Right. He's great out of the pocket. He loves running the ball in. I love that about him. That's very exciting. But I honestly think like the game we were up 10. It was like I think we lost 10-17.
We lost by 7.
We lost by 7, which is honestly let's look at the bigger picture, people.
Not bad.
It's not bad. It's not
to
bad.
Their first string to Kansas City, who is a Super Bowl contender by all accounts. Mm-hmm. That team
with their starters.
So I thought too
10 points on them.
Like, and it was an away game.
And it was an away game. That stadium is very loud. Arrowhead is very loud.
Also a short week because it was Thursday. And we played
a short week.
Yep. So lots and lots of.
Let's give the boys.
I was happy with it.
I was happy with it too. I thought it was a good game. I love seeing Jordan. He has a cannon, but he's a little inaccurate, and I'm hoping that he improves with that when the time comes, if he stays with us after Aaron Rodgers is gone. But I'm very happy. I think that Matt LaFleur in the press conference, Matt LaFleur raved about him. And I saw somebody compare somebody else's interview with who was it? I think it was the Niners head coach. His interview, he was kind of like, he did his best, But then here you have Matt LaFleur talking about all kinds of, he was great, just raving about him. Like, look at the difference. So I think that we need to give Jordan Love more credit. I think that he had tremendous improvement from the previous year, and I'm only expecting for him to get better moving on from this. So I'm very happy for the opportunity he had this preseason. But now it's time for the real football to come. Now it's the real.
I can't wait.
Season
I know
is next week.
Well, a week from tomorrow. No,
a week from tomorrow.
No, 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have a week off.
Okay, we have a week off.
Yeah, so the first game it'll lead off with Thursday night football on September 8th. And then the Sunday games will be September 11th. And then there'll be the first Monday night football will be September 12th.
Oh wow. I'm going to Wisconsin on the 17th of next month.
Which game?
The Bears home opener.
Oh, that's the one I wanted to go to.
Oh, that would have been awesome if you would have gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm excited to watch some live football. That's the only one I'm going to watch probably. That I'm going to attend.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited for the regular season to start. I was kind of nervous. I felt kind of like not excited, but now I'm excited. I'm ready. How do you feel about the team? Like, for me last year, I finally felt like, okay, maybe this is our chance. This is our year. And then it didn't happen. I was very crushed. I was very heartbroken. How are you going into the season? As a
Well,
Packer fan.
for those who are listening, yeah, we're Packer fans. If you
We're
can't
Packer
tell by
fans.
the
We're
jersey
going to talk
behind
a
me,
lot about the Packers.
if you just joined us, I'm wearing a mask, so my mouth is a little tight, so I'll
Oh,
hide
sorry.
behind it. No, it's fine. It's fine. Um, the trick with this mask is just don't laugh or smile or try to break it with your mouth. I've had people do that, like to play with it. That's actually not good because it's
Oh.
tight. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to be gentle with your skin. In any case,
Oh.
for the last 2 years, I have been extremely disheartened at the end of the season because
Yeah.
we were the number 1 seed for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
We've got an MVP quarterback for the last 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've had Devontae Adams as a receiver for the last 2 years.
Right.
And boom, like choke. And it's really disheartening. And last year, because the year before we were so brokenhearted, last year, you know, like Matt and I on our podcast, we're just like, hey, we're just going to enjoy it because only one team gets to win the Super Bowl anyway. So let's just enjoy the ride. And I did. I enjoyed the ride. And so I think that's my attitude this year. I think having been through this is the 3rd year. They say 3's a charm or whatever. I don't know. Since this is the 3rd year, I'm probably going to be just as heartbroken. But,
yeah.
you know, if it doesn't work out all the way, if we can't make it all the way, but there's even more variables. But I mean, it's been a weird time with the COVID, with all that weird stuff. And then the last 2 years, there was all that Rodgers controversy.
I know.
It's like I could do without that, and I'm really thankful this year we are not dealing with that. At least,
Not to the degree
yeah.
that we did.
Well, at least, yeah. Let's see how the year goes.
I know
Can you see how tight my face is?
Yeah. So let me take over for you so that you don't ruin that beautiful mask.
I just wanted to say that one of the ways that this mask works is do you know what isometric exercises are?
No.
An isometric exercise is like when you just isolate a really small group of muscles and tighten them.
Oh.
It's not like, yeah. Anyway, this mask helps firm in many ways because of the ingredients, but also by tightening and doing isometrics on your face.
Oh, interesting.
That's why it's so tight. Yeah.
Wow, that is fascinating.
It also exfoliates. So I'm getting a double exfoliation today.
Oh, wow. I love that for your skin. You're already looking glowy, so you look amazing. You're always looking amazing.
Oh, thank you. I know.
So let me sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, hard to go out, do this kind of thing on YouTube and Facebook, you know, where you're just in no makeup and it's like, here I am in my glory. But I believe in the products that I use so much that it's worth it.
Well, that's the beauty of it. Like you enhance your beauty with skincare by strengthening the skin, like what gives you your beauty, your structure, your skin, your features. You are just kind of like you're like juicing it up, you're like making it better. And then for me, it's with makeup. That's how I really empower my beauty. Both ways are beautiful. And
that's right.
I think skincare is also an art. There's like a method to it. It's not just throw stuff on. Like there is strategy to it.
There is, and a lot of education, knowing your ingredients. One of the no-nos with skincare that it just makes me crazy is mixing brands. So whatever you're doing out there, just get a skin consult with me. And, you know, I have some free handouts. If you don't want to talk to me, you can do it virtually with this form that I have. It's like a do-it-yourself form and stuff. Ooh. So a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to talk to her. She's going to try and sell me stuff. I'm not like that, but whatever. Just there's a way to do it virtually as well if you want to.
I love that.
Anywho, yeah, let her rip.
For makeup today, we just played, we played the Saints like 2 weeks ago, and then I got sick. So the plan was always to do the Saints colors for the makeup look today. So I'm going to be doing black, gold. I did a little bit of brown for the for the transition color. for the middle of my lid, and I just added some black to the corners of my eyes, and I'm going to go in with my gold. I use the palette that I showcased last time, the Michaela's X Lamelight. I use this black color right there. It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's really nice. Blacks are hard to blend. So it's doing okay. I'm going to go back in, but now that it's kind of, I have the outline of how I want it to look, I'm going to go into this palette. No, just kidding. I'm not going into that palette.
I can't laugh right now.
Oh, don't laugh. I'm actually going to go into this Jaclyn Hill from her, that cube thing, the Vault. It was her Vault collection. It was kind of a little bit controversial, but I'm going to go in with Coin. This is my favorite gold. I use it for all of my Packer looks. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Just kind of to showcase. Can you kind of see
Pretty
a little bit? Let me do a little cute swatch. Look at that.
Nice.
It's just so beautiful.
Very pretty.
So after going in with a brown in my crease and adding some black to the corner, I'm going to go in with this gold because the Saints colors are gold and brown. White, gold, brown.
Nice.
It's already beautiful. Look at
No,
that.
White, black, and gold, isn't it?
White, black, and gold. Yes.
And then, but you're doing brown.
Oh, I just added brown for like the inner
Right.
corner. For the transition shade. That's just a must for me, I think. You know what? I could have actually gone with a darker gold because I think their gold is more of a dark. This is a very yellow gold. Now that I'm looking at it together,
Right.
the gold that the Saints team has is a little bit of a darker gold. Now that I'm looking at it together, but here we are. This kind of now more reminds you of the Steelers colors. Shout out to Steelers fans.
Shout out to Steelers and Saints. I'm removing my mask very gently. All you have to do is put a wet washcloth and press it out, and it unstiffens immediately. The Saints are more like an antique, like a more classic gold.
Yeah. Yes. Like the kind of gold you see when like for New Year's, I think.
Right.
Like a New Year's kind of gold. I'm like, I don't really love this. This is kind of giving me more Steelers colors, and they're kind of more of a bright yellow.
Steelers, what are they? Black and yellow, black and gold too?
They're black and yellow for some of their colors of their jersey colors are like black and
more
yellow.
More yellow.
But they also have like another color that I can't think of. I think they have like red.
I'll have to look. I'm gonna look while you're doing your thing.
Okay, good. Because I'm gonna try a different. I'm gonna try to fix this because it's not terrible, but I'm not happy with the yellow. I thought I would like it, but I didn't test it. Like I wanted to test it, but I was recovering from food poisoning. So please forgive me for that. The worst. Look at this. This is a more of a darker one.
Yeah.
Let's compare. I don't mean to. Like, wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty dark.
Yeah. Let's see how it mixes with this other one. Again, from this Michaela and Glamlight palette. It's a very dark gold. But let's see how it mixes with this. So I wanted to talk about fantasy football really quick.
Oh, yes.
Can we talk about fantasy football?
Yeah, I don't do it, so I'd like to hear more about it, what it's all about.
After I talk about it, I'm curious to ask you whether you'd play after I tell you about it. Wait, okay. What do you know? Like, is there anything like what do you know if you know anything about
fantasy?
Mm-hmm. What do you know about it?
Nothing. I mean, all I know is it's like a game. It's like a football game, right?
Yeah.
It's a video game. So it's artificial intelligence, basically players that are on the teams, right? Are on the NFL teams, and so you pick your own team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you play. I don't know.
No, I love it. I love to hear what. Okay, I'm kind of liking it better. I'm liking. Look at the difference.
Oh yeah. totally different.
It's much darker.
I like them both, but for different occasions.
For Saints, shout out Saints fans. If there's any Saints fans watching this, I like this a lot better. I think it's more Saints like. This reminded me more Steelers, and this is now it's more Saints colors. So fantasy football, you had it right. It's artificial intelligence definitely has a play in it. It's not really a video game. But let me tell you how it is. Basically, you are the general manager. You are.
Oh, sorry. Steelers are the primary colors: yellow, red, and blue.
Blue.
Well, I'm
Did I
looking at
know
their
that?
logo.
No, that
Mhm.
makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. Blue.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But I don't know about their. Let me look at their uniforms.
No.
Go ahead. Sorry
Some
to
of
interrupt.
their. Oh, it's not. That's fine. Okay, so just think of whatever your team is, think of who the general manager is, and it's their job during the draft. If you don't know what the draft, we'll cover the draft in another day. But in the NFL, they draft
Another month.
another month next year. Sorry.
Yeah.
So basically, you're the general manager of a team. It's your own team. You're not specific to. You create your own team. People have a lot of fun picking out a team name. Last year, my friend gave me the idea of one of my, because I had like 6 fantasy teams last year. I've been playing fantasy since 2012. This is the first year I don't play any fantasy. So I'm retiring. I'm like Tom Brady. I'm retiring, and then next year maybe I come back.
Okay. You're retiring as the general manager of a fantasy football team.
Yeah, I'm retiring as general manager of my fantasy football team. So last year, my friend gave me the idea of calling one of my teams "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor," like the floor. Well, oh yeah. Oh, okay. So black and yellow, and then yeah. Okay, so
It's usually black and yellow. So it's more yellow than gold.
But
it's
they
black
do
and
have
yellow.
blue. I forgot about their logo.
Yeah, they got
the
the primary
logo.
colors. Yeah. Anyway, so that's that.
That's interesting. Maybe I try one of those looks later down the line. Do we play the Steelers this year? The Packers?
I'll look. I'll have to look at that too. You're keeping me busy. Okay, keep going.
Wait, okay, but while you also do that, can you pull up the Saints colors just so we can compare? Sorry.
Well, the Saints are gold and black. Hold on.
Okay, where was I?
So
I retired.
No, we're not playing the Steelers.
No, we're not. Oh, okay.
Not this year.
Which is fine.
Okay. What was your other question?
Okay, I like this much better. I'm fixing it.
Oh, Saints.
Where are we on time? Okay, we're already 30 minutes. Oops.
We're just hopeless.
We're gonna shorten it this time. It's 30 minutes in.
We're trying.
My eyes. Okay, so fantasy football. You're a general manager. Then you go ahead and pick a name of your team. I called one of my teams last year. Let the bodies hit LaFleur. LaFleur, like our coach.
I love that so much.
My friend, that was not my original idea. It was my friend's idea, but I love that I had like 6 teams last year. I've been playing since 2012. So basically, you get a bunch of friends or random people. You can do it online.
Gold. There's your gold. Sorry.
There's the gold. See, this gold is a lot more accurate to that goal. Okay. And I think, this is perfect. I fixed it, I think.
Okay, it's good.
It was not the gold that I was envisioning in my head. It's like, that's not Saints gold, but I
can't keep my hands off my skin. It feels so good.
Oh, that's good.
I just did my freshener just to neutralize, to get back to the normal pH. Okay, keep going.
Okay, but what about one of these days we switch places? Once you give me your samples and I do my skincare and you do your makeup, wouldn't that be fun?
Let's do it. Send me your address. We got to get you your sample pack.
I know. I'm gonna send it to you. Remind me after the show. But okay, so you have you gather a bunch of friends. You could do it with random people online, or you can have friends, whether your family, whoever you want. You have a group of people that decide that you want to do a fantasy game, right? And it could be as little as 8 people or 8 teams, or as big as like 15, 30 teams, which is harder because the more teams there are, that means that it's slim pickings when it comes to draft, because then you're actually drafting real-time players of the game. Whoever is actively playing that NFL season, you get, as a general manager, get to draft NFL players onto your team from any team that you want.
Okay.
Some people are homers. We call homers that will only draft their own team's players
Gotcha.
into, but that bites you in the butt because come bye season, when your team is in the bye week and it's their time to rest, all of your players are in the bench.
Right.
So when you're playing fantasy, you don't want to be such a homer. You don't be like, oh, I'm only drafting only my players, because it really affects you winning games when all your players are in the bench. So it's like playing football. You're playing like, but it's virtual football, and you're the general manager. You draft your team, you pick your quarterback, you pick your tight end, your wide receiver. For the most part, you're only drafting offensive players. You're only drafting quarterbacks, tight ends, wide receivers, running backs. Those you don't do. The only thing that you draft that's a defense is just a team. So you pick. So for example, I decide to go with the Washington team, the Washington Defenders defense for my defense. Sometimes you want to get backups because, again, the bye week, you have to be mindful when you're drafting of the bye week, because you don't want to have players from having the same bye week, because then you don't have active players to play when you're going against the other person. So you draft and build your team.
Okay.
Right? You draft your quarterback, you draft your running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, and your defense, and a kicker. Even though some people are moving away from drafting a kicker, I like drafting kickers. So I will draft the kicker personally. Me.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute.
Ask
I'm
me
lost.
questions. No.
Don't you need a kicker for the? I mean, don't you have to have a whole team?
There are certain people that are anti-kickers, believe it or not, and they think that they don't have because the kicker sometimes can give you up to 10 to 15, 14 points, depending on how many times they're kicking. So every time these players are actually playing live games, they score points for you. So every time they get a touchdown, anytime they catch a reception, it depends on the settings of your league, your fantasy league. You can just change the different settings on how your players will score points for you. So once you draft your team, whether you're an anti-kicker team league or not, I like drafting kickers. Because there's a kicker in the as far as the offense, so I'm gonna draft the kicker.
Okay.
Because my favorite kicker besides Mason Crosby, who is our kicker at the Green Bay Packers, is Justin Tucker from the Ravens. I've been drafting him for 10 years now. He's always my go-to. But that's besides the point. You draft your team, right? You got your team. You drafted everybody.
So you're not really in control of playing your team.
What do you mean? Well, let me get that. So now that you draft your team, everybody drafts, everybody picks. You have an actual live draft. You sit there and you get out. You can do like automatic draft. So then you get third pick, fifth pick. You're lucky if you get a pick in the beginning, or you're not lucky if you get 10th that pick. That sucks for you, because by the time it comes to you, by the time it comes to you, all of the good quarterbacks are gone, all of the good tight ends, all the good wide receivers are back, and you kind of get sometimes just the rookies. But once you draft your whole team and everybody drafts their team, now it's when week one. Then week one happens, everyone drafts. The draft already happened, and the draft could be either a 1 day, an hour event, or it could be up to 2-week event. Okay, for those slow drafters. It gives people 24 hours to pick a player. That sucks. That's excruciating. If you're not patient, slow drafts are not for you. You probably want a 1 day, 1 hour draft where you have literally 1 minute to pick your player.
Right.
It's really fun and exciting. That's my favorite part of fantasy, is drafting. But then
I love the draft.
I mean, it's so fun.
Yeah.
No, right. Yeah. It's very exciting.
I'm so okay. So do you actually play a game, or does the actual games then you?
So
that's how you're. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a team. You're the general manager of your team. My team, let's say that it's still called Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. And then your team is, I don't know, whatever you pick a name for your fantasy team. On week one, you and I are going to go head to head. Your team versus my team is going to go head to head. Now, if all your players that are as in your active roster, you want them to catch. You want them to have receptions. You want them to catch those long balls, because the longer The catch is the more points your player gets. So our running back usually will get up to 50 points, 20 points, 25 points, 30 points. Just one player can give you up to 30 points. And then your quarterback can give you another 25, 30, 40 points. Your wide receiver is going to give you another 10 points. Your kicker gives you about 10 points. Defense can give you 10 points. So depending on what the team and what the defense does, because, you're not picking specific defensive players, you're picking up one defense team. Mm-hmm. And so depending how the player does in their games respectively during the season, so if my guys just scored more points, then at the end of the day, the scores would be maybe my total score of week 1 was 150 points and you were 105 points. Then I win.
How do you play though? How do you actually make
them
play?
Run and stuff? No, you don't make him run and stuff. So basically, you draft your player. Okay, you draft your player. Week 1 comes. You have to make sure you set your lineups. So if you're watching later on, because there's nobody watching now, hi. If you're watching right now, set your time your freaking lineups today, right now, before you have 2 weeks before the freaking first game happens. So you better set your lineups. So you basically go and look at your roster. Like, who do I want to start? So I look at who I drafted, and I'm like, okay, who do I want to start week 1? Okay, I want let's say I want Matt Stafford to start, and I'll sit down Russell Wilson. I want Matt Stafford to play, so then I'll pick my. So it depends. Like you get to pick your roster. So you get 1 quarterback, 2 or 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end. There's different positions. Then there's a flex position where you can pick whatever. You can pick wide receiver, running back, or tight end. It's a lot. So you basically pick your roster. You're active. You're picking who is going to play on week 1. You pick them out, and then you just sit and watch. But you have to pay attention of injuries, who's active.
But what do you watch? What game do you watch?
So then you go and watch games to see how your player is doing. You watch the real games to see how your player is doing.
Okay, so it combines the plays that they actually make in the NFL real games, and that becomes the fantasy game.
I'm sorry we got confused from my explanation, but
no, not at all. I love that. Hi, Lorenzo Anderson.
Oh, hi, Lorenzo. Do you play? Let me know, Lorenzo, if you play fantasy football, if you're playing this season. But okay,
Lorenzo, do you play fantasy?
Yeah. So basically that.
Okay.
It combines the real time, and then the fantasy is that you're the general manager and you create your dream team. So you can pick whatever player you want from different teams. But again, when you're drafting with other people can beat you to the guy you want. And that's what makes it fun, because you're playing with other people, and they swipe the guy you want, and you're like, bastards!
How can they take him? How can they take your player?
Because there's a draft. You know how in the draft everybody has certain picks, pick 1, pick 2, pick 3.
Right.
So there's a random selection. Let's say you get pick 1 and I get pick 2. So you go first. You pick. Then you have a minute to pick. Then you make your selection. And then it's my turn, and I pick my guy. If I wanted Aaron Rodgers on my team, but you drafted him first, I already lost on my opportunity, and I have to see what else is left on the draft. It's just like the draft, basically.
Like a draft, right?
It's like a draft, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's like you have your pick.
They can't do that once the draft is set.
What do you mean?
Well, once the games start, your draft is in, and you've got your team.
Yeah, once the draft is over, your team is your team. Okay. You can, let's say you have an injured guy. Let's say you had Aaron Jones. I can't think of Packers.
No, don't say Aaron Jones.
Oh, you know what? Let me not jinx him. Let's say
let's injure someone else.
CeeDee Lamb. Let's say that you pick CeeDee Lamb. And
sorry, CeeDee.
Sorry, CeeDee. And he gets injured. Something's minor that he'll be back next week. Something minor. Okay. Let's not jinx him too severely. Yeah. Let's say you pick CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb, I don't know, had a concussion. God forbid, a very minor that he needs to
Oh, you gave him a concussion.
I'm sorry. That's the first thing that came to my head.
Just take these guys out. I don't know. You're thinking of the worst. No concussions. He stubbed his toe. He stubbed his toe in the locker room while he was getting dressed. He'll be back
He
next
had the stomach flu, so
week. Poisoning from the Chinese restaurant across the street.
I'm sweating. That is so funny. So let's say I'm mistaken. So then you have to go look at your bench, like, okay, I have to replace this guy because he's sick. You have to be mindful of injuries. You have to be up to date. Having a fantasy team is really a lot of work because you have to be knowledgeable and aware. You have to read articles and seeing what's the latest, who's doing the best. And if your guy is injured, you have to see if you have nobody in your roster to replace him with, then you can go to the free agency list and see who's still available from that didn't get drafted, and you can get guys that were undrafted to join your team.
Okay, well, that's all fine and dandy. I think as far as fantasy, I could
What do you
make
think
it
so far?
I think I could make it through the draft just fine, but I think the whole game thing would just freak me out.
It's a lot of work. Like
I don't. Yeah. Well, okay. So while you're actually watching football games, you're keeping your eye on this fantasy thing going on too.
You're watching all the games. You're gonna want to watch games that your guys are playing in, so that you can see how they're doing. You can cheer for them, like, oh my god, yes, like, and you're looking at your phone and you're seeing how many points your guys are racking up, and you're seeing how you're matching up against your opponent. Which in this case, for example, I'm going against you, and you're like, oh man, Dawn's beating me. She's got 5 more points than I do, and then. So by the end, you never know, but maybe you have beginner's luck, because I got beginner's luck a couple times.
I will say I love. Hi Lorenzo. Do you play fantasy, Lorenzo? I watch all the games that I possibly can consume. All of them.
Oops, that was messy.
But I don't think I would like to have that going on the side while I'm watching the games, like in my mind, on the side. Mind.
It's kind of a lot of stress if you really care about it.
I don't need any more stress in my life. That's exactly it. It's like I'm getting stressed out just listening to this. I'm like, and then what? And then CeeDee Lamb got hurt.
I can imagine you're winning the league, and then all your guys get injured at the same time, and you have no one, and you
have no control over it. You
have no control. I mean, it's for fun, but some people really get into it, dude. They really get into it.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
like
I've been that person to get really into it. And me, but yeah, that's fantasy football for you guys. So, would you play?
I would not play. I'd love to hear in the comments if you're watching us live. Hi everyone. And those who are replaying, I'd love to hear who's doing fantasy. How you manage the stress would be my biggest. All right, so I'm going to briefly tell you what I did while you were chatting. I don't even remember where I left off. So I did the freshener to neutralize, to rebalance my pH. And then I did my roller. This is like a little tiny acupuncture needles.
Oh, I have that, but I'm scared to use it.
But I use my serum with it, so it really penetrates. One of the nice things about the products I use is they really do penetrate. They don't sit on top of your skin, which is the worst thing you can have for your skin too. So I did the serum. I did a Maxifirm serum, which you can do on your neck and face. It's a nice serum. I did my eye gel, eye repair gel, which is also yummy. It's also a gel like the peel is, and that cute aloe vera, cucumber, eye bright, all kinds of other great ingredients, peptides to firm. And then I did my intense moisture cream, and then I tapped a little bit of water in with my at the end. And the reason I do that is because there isn't water in our products, and that water will get absorbed. What we want is to moisturize. Believe it or not, we don't want a bunch of oils. We want water. We want to hydrate, right? If we're thirsty, what do we drink? We don't drink a cup of oil, right? We drink a cup of water. That's right. Bam. And so that's what we want. And the aloe vera does attract and absorb water. It's hydrophilic. I think I mentioned that means it attracts water. And that's
hydrophilic attracts water. Wow, we learned science here too, guys.
Opposite of hydrophobic, which repels water, like hydrophobic, a fear of water.
Oh,
that's that
sounds scary.
Yeah, some people they won't swim because of it. Okay, so I'm going to do my. Normally, I do a lip protector, but I'm going to do the lip rescue. This is a new product, and I'm so excited. So this is. I have to. Okay, so this is. Let's see. It is an overnight mask for your lips, but I'm going to put it on now because I just want to feel it and feel how it smell it. Smells really good. And so it's leave on overnight, and it's of course has aloe vera, hyaluronic acid, and a bunch of botanicals. Ooh, it's like a green. Look at the color.
Oh, that's green.
It's green.
That's interesting.
I
look scary.
Oh, it smells so good. It has a lot of fruit, antioxidants.
Oh, tell me about the ingredients.
It's gold. Look. Oh, it smells so dang good.
What does it smell like?
Watermelon.
Oh, I love watermelon scents.
Well, it's not a scent. Watermelon is actually very hydrating. Did you know? Do you ever drink watermelon juice during the summer?
I love it. It's so delicious. It's so delicious.
It's so good for you. It's very good for you.
But it actually has watermelon in it. Like actual watermelon.
Yeah, this has watermelon. Let me give you the ingredients real quick. The key ingredients are, because I had to look this. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Okay, so I'm going to say key ingredients. So shea butter, jojoba.
Oh, that's so good.
Mango seed, cherry, grapefruit, watermelon. Of course, aloe vera, a bunch of other seeds that you might not be really super familiar with, but a lot of seed oils.
Okay.
Which are super, super good for you. Yeah. Oh, this is amazing.
Jojoba is really good for the skin.
And hair. Yeah, it's in our shampoo too. We have an aloe shampoo that is to die for.
What is your what is the brand called again?
Other hair products as well. That it's called Rye, but it's kind of hard to spell and everything. So just look at my name is I go by Confidence Beyond Cosmetics, and so my link tree is Confidence Beyond Cosmetics, and it'll just shoot you right into the cool thing is you can look at all the ingredients, how to use it, what not to do. If it's not for your skin type, you would know. Anywho, I love this. Oh, I feel so good.
Is it? I'd
want to wear it all day. But
what does the mask do exactly? Like how you applied it, and what is it doing?
Yeah, so it's a leave-on lip rescue mask, and what it's going to do is seal in any moisture that you have throughout the night, so that you're not losing moisture when you sleep. Because especially a lot of people sleep with their mouth open and that kind of stuff. Yeah, and so it's a perfect time. We also, of course, there's an overnight facial mask that we have too that I'm going to try next week. I think. I don't ever encourage you to try more than one new product per week. I would wait a couple of weeks. You don't want to just like hit your skin up with all kinds of new stuff. Of course, if you're transitioning to a new brand, you might have to do that. But I'm like just throwing a bunch of stuff on, especially if you're sensitive or have any kind of skin challenges. You don't want to overwhelm your skin because skin can get really confused. That's why we don't change mix brands. Yeah, and it can create all kinds of troubles you don't want. So this is the part where I'm wearing absolutely no makeup. I have a headband on and you're all glammed up and I look like death.
No, you do not look like death. You look
I know, but you're made up and you're all like all the colors and I
look like a pterodactyl right now. Okay, I'm not ready yet. It looks
at least
before it looks cute.
What I will say is that speaking of lips, I'm going to put that lipstick on that I put on last week. That made me feel better. But I have my lip mask on, so I'll have to wipe it off. Our lipsticks also have shea butter, jojoba, and aloe. So if you're using lipsticks, please use lipsticks that are not sucking the life out of your skin.
Oh, wait. I need you to expand on that. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I like lip stain, but they're not one nice thing about some products like that, they'll keep moisture in, but if you've already got damaged lips or dry lips,
Mm-hmm.
there's no moisture to keep it. Well, there's not enough moisture to keep, you know what I mean? What are you
Yeah,
protecting? Yeah. So,
You know what?
yeah,
Someone did
just
warn
healthy
me.
ingredients,
Hmm.
in
Someone
general.
did warn me about chapsticks that have alcohol in it, and I didn't know that some chapsticks carry alcohol, and they're actually drying your lips. Like,
Oh yeah.
I can't think of the one that's really popular. That's like a pink brand, coloring in black, pink and black. It's a very popular one, and it
Mhm.
has a lot of alcohol in it, and it's very drying. Because I got lip filler one time, but like it was like the non-invasive one where you get like shot. Have you seen that procedure before?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got the hyaluronic pen thing on my lips, and she was explaining to me that so she's like, don't. She gave me her own lip balm. She's like, use this one because it's gonna actually hydrate and not dehydrate your. And I was like blown away. I was like, what? I thought any chapstick was good for you because you're.
No, 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 no. It's anything you eat, anything you put on your skin, anything you put your, hand lotion, whatever. Please read the ingredients, and don't just read the ingredients. Talk to somebody who knows what they are.
Yeah.
And I know. I know there's certain people that I know of in my life that are like, well, I read the labels. And it's like, well, then why did you buy it? Because if you read the labels, you would know you shouldn't have that. So you got to do more than read the label. You have to know what it is and whether or
Yeah.
not, yeah. Anyway, yeah,
That's funny.
we have an aloe jojoba, basically a chapstick, but it's all good stuff too. So I'll send you one.
Okay. Thank you.
That way I know. I'll send you one with your samples. That way I know you're not using bad things on your lips.
I know. No, I try to
Oh,
be
and I did
more
a lip
mindful of
scrub
what I
too.
use now. Oh, you did
Yeah,
a lip scrub.
I
Okay.
did a lip scrub. Yeah, before the. Mhm. Anywho, so that's fantasy. Hey.
Oh yeah, fantasy football.
Okay, Lorenzo answered. I don't really do fantasy football. I just watched football and have fun.
You know what? That's me this year. Look at
Yeah.
this blush. That's me this year. I just want to enjoy football and not worry about my guys getting injured, that I'm losing. I'm a sore loser. I hate losing. I'm very competitive, but
Mm-hmm.
not competitive at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I look forward to watching football and not caring. I only care about the Packers now.
All right. Yeah,
It's
I
very
can't even
freeing.
imagine. I can't imagine. No. No, thank you.
Well, let me hurry because it's 50. We're at 57 minutes recording. Let me hurry up. Let me hurry up. So another thing I wanted to talk about was, Dawn and I started on this awesome project, the Beauty Touchdown, and I was having I was going through some, as we all do, go through some negative thinking. I do struggle with a lot of negative thinking, and while I'm excited to start on this awesome journey that Dawn has invited me on, thank you so much for inviting me to do this with you. I'm having a lot of fun. I was having a lot of imposter syndrome, and that usually means you feel like a fraud. Like, I'm doing this. I'm not the best makeup. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not a professional football analyst. Like, I don't want a profession in football. So to sit here and talk about football and do my makeup, I think I can't help but like compare myself to actual professionals. And I just feel the need to put a disclaimer that I'm not a professional. I'm just here to have fun with Dawn. She's my friend and I love her to death. And we both have these similar interests in beauty and football. And she had this brilliant idea to create this. And if you have an idea, if you want to do something like Dawn, she hit me up. She's like, girl, let's do this. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And she had no reservations. She just like, I have this idea, let's do it. And I admire that from Dawn. She just has ideas and she's like, let's execute them. But that's something that I've always struggled with. So if you have an idea out there, anybody that's listening to this, if you have an idea, if you want to do something, it's so important to believe in yourself and try your best not to compare yourself to anybody, because comparison is a thief of joy. And comparison has hindered me for many years to do things that I've always wanted to do. And I've always wanted to play with makeup. I've always wanted to make YouTube videos and stuff and just get better at makeup. And I'm so grateful for the show. So if you're here supporting us, we really appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. And just want to let you guys know, just do the thing. Do whatever you want. You want to talk about football, talk about football. You want to talk about mental health, talk about mental health. Whatever you want to do, don't listen to the chatter. Just do it. Just do it scared. This is kind of scary to me. I'm like, what if people hate me? What if like I mess up? Who cares? We're just
Yeah.
having fun, right,
Yeah.
John?
Yeah. And I appreciate you sharing that.
Mhm.
I guess that is how I mean, you mentioned that I just sort of do things. I don't
Yeah.
really care
How did
what
you get there? Let's talk about how did you get there? How do you stop caring? I need to learn that.
I care deeply too
Yeah.
much about a lot of things,
Yeah.
but I really don't give two hoots what people think of me. And I don't know where I got that. I really don't.
Mhm.
I guess I guess maybe I always thought I could do anything. I think that came from my mother.
Mhm.
She thought I could do anything. So I
Aw,
thought I could do anything,
I
right?
love that.
Um and I mean anything. Anything. Like the things that we would throw around and be like, okay. But yeah, no reservations. I mean, and I guess I don't think um in terms of what if it went like I don't know what failure is. I think failure is
Mhm.
not doing what you want to do.
Oh, I love that. I love that so
Right?
much.
I mean, I think that I would feel really crappy if I didn't just do the things that I loved or wanted to or
Is
tried at least
yeah.
because the failure would be not trying.
Failure would not be not say that again. I messed it
Right.
up. I messed it
Well,
up.
that's just for me personally, and
Yeah.
you all can tell us what you think, but failure
Mhm.
would be not trying.
Yeah.
Sitting there and saying, "Oh, I could do that better," or "I could do that. Why can't I do that? Why is she doing that?" Then that's
Yeah.
the person who becomes jealous of other people and all that
Mhm.
because they're not out there doing. And I shouldn't say she or he. I should
Yeah.
say they're not trying. And what is the worst thing that could happen? Nothing, because it's kind of like with me and Matt on our podcast. It was like we're
Mhm.
going to be talking about football every week anyway. Why not record it? What's What's it
Mhm.
gonna hurt? We're gonna be talking about makeup and sharing skincare and football stuff all the time. That's what we're doing. I mean, that's what we're that's how we know each other.
Yeah.
So what is failure? So tell me what you think failure would look like. Is it
That
criticism
is
of
a
others?
good question because I love that you said that failure is like not doing something because I think that's the real definition of failure is just not doing it. You failed to do something that you should have done, but you didn't because you let those negative thoughts get to you.
Yeah.
And I've been for so long been so afraid to fail, but that's how you gonna get better if you don't fail. Like you that's how you
Exactly.
get better.
And that's what I love about football,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
They're out there, it's like, and that's what I think, with Jordan Love. He's like, he threw the ball, man. He got his nerves out or whatever it was. And
Mhm.
I mean, I thought, I don't know if that's what the coaches told him to do this week, but anyway, there's a lot of people just sitting around looking at what other people are doing and criticizing them.
Yeah. And
Is
they're
that,
not
is
doing
that
it themselves.
and because they're not, and they're
Mhm.
directing their frustration and anger at others, and they don't even realize it. So
That's
I
true.
mean, I don't know what it is that could go wrong. I mean, what I mean, sure, some people could say mean things or obnoxious things in the comments or reach out to us or whatever. I don't get that. I don't talk about that. I just move on, block, whatever you have to
Mhm.
do. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I
Lorenzo,
love that about you. What is he saying? Hey, Lorenzo.
LOL. I'm not sure what he's laughing at because it was
Oh.
4 minutes ago. I'm sorry. I'm being really bad at watching the comments. We're so glad you're with us, Lorenzo and
Thank
Adrian
you,
and whoever is.
Lorenzo. He's been so
Yeah.
supportive. He reached out on Instagram and he was like, "I'm gonna watch." I'm like, "Thank you for your support."
Yes. And he's over on YouTube. So we're on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter live.
Mhm.
And eventually, maybe we'll take it to our Instagram page. We'll have to figure that out. Yeah, we're everywhere. We're everywhere. If you want to find any of our channels, just look in our Linktree Beauty at Beauty Touchdown, and all the links are there. Also, the links for Confidence Beyond Cosmetics is there as well at the bottom. So, Yeah, you can find everything. But yeah, so what I think maybe I know when I was younger and I moved to California, it was kind of I wasn't planning to come to California. I was planning to go to New York.
Okay.
And later on, years later, my brother said, that was so brave of you. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I never thought I was brave. I just did it. I just did it. There was no fear. It wasn't like, oh, I'm so scared. Should I do this? It was just like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Bye.
I love that. I love that so much.
I guess I have to give credit to probably my mom and my grandmom and, probably my dad, being supportive. And I don't know. I really don't know the answer. I just do crap.
But I'm going to learn from you. I'm going to learn from you. I'm like, I want to be like Dawn when I grow up.
I'm going to drag you along is what's going to happen to you. Yeah.
And that's literally what you did, is take me out of my comfort zone, out of my fears, and just put me into action, which is something that you're good at.
I will say I do like helping other people shine. I don't mind. I was always in the back. I like with costume design, with fashion design, with now with skincare. My passion is helping other people glow. I don't really care if I'm in the spotlight as much as just helping other people be in the spotlight. So I know over the years, people are like, oh, you got a great personality. You should try out for this play, because I was involved in theater as a designer and as a set designer, mostly a costume designer. But I'd be like, no, that is not me. Now, I wouldn't say that I'm afraid of it. I just am not interested in that. And I think all of us have to kind of find out what we're interested in doing and find our lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can speak publicly. Okay. I'm pretty good at that. If it's something I'm interested in or know a lot about. I get the jitters though. I mean, I don't love public speaking in the sense that I kind of get sick to my stomach. I get nervous. I mean, when we go live, it's like, oh, I look terrible. Oh, I'm old. Although if we didn't have some kind of insecurity, we'd be like, what you call it? Psycho.
What is human? Oh, that's sociopath.
Sociopath. Thank you. That was what I was looking for. Thank you.
I love it.
We'd have to have, humility and all that. So, and I think that people appreciate when they know we have insecurities too, and we're out here doing our thing too.
We're just like you. I just want to let you guys know I'm insecure too. I'm scared. I'm not a professional, but I'm here to have fun, and I'm here to express myself and have an outlet. And I love football so much, and I skincare is so good for everybody. Who doesn't? I mean, we all you need to care about skincare. Let me tell you, this is a very important thing that Dawn is doing.
You'll thank me later.
She's doing the Lord's work.
You'll thank me later. I mean, I cared about my skin. I never used a lot of makeup. I always tended to have dry skin, but what I did wrong was, boy, did I get in the sun a lot. I used to be, you wouldn't believe how brown I was.
Really?
So for those listening, watching, this hair here, this is not blonde hair here. This is white hair combined with my naturally blackish brown hair. So my hair was like blackish brown, and I was like powdery white skin. And I would like go out in the sun and get super brown so that I looked like I matched my hair. In other words, it was dark. And I am lucky my skin isn't leathery, but I have a lot of sun damages and little spots and things like that.
But you rescued it with the skincare.
I rescued it when I turned 40 years old. I was just like, and I wasn't upset with how I looked or anything like that, but I was like, okay, I'm a 40 now. I will no longer go out in the sun without a hat. That was it. I'm not going to lay out in the sun. I'm not going to sun my body. So it's been over 20 years. And your skin and exfoliate.
And you look amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. And also what you eat and exercise helps your skin look, healthier and tighter and, not saggy. If you're eating a bunch of crappy food, or if you're smoking or drinking too much or any of that, which I thankfully didn't do. So, in my life. So, wow, you're looking good. So what color?
Okay.
Looks really good. So what color lip did you put on?
I was confused. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And Dawn said gold, but then I was like, okay, I'm taking too long. So I just went with the peanut by Morphe. This is my favorite. I don't know if this is considered a nude. It looks pink, but
Yeah,
on my skin, it looks like, I don't know, like what does this color look like?
it has a little bit of a lilac undertone, but that's probably your own undertones. It also, your background and the shirt you're wearing,
Oh, yeah.
it looks really good with the gold though. Gold
Does
and
it?
pink. Yeah, gold and pink, gold and
I feel like
lavender.
this goes good with every like
Right.
look I've ever done. I've always just gone with this, and
Yeah.
it looks good. It's my favorite. I don't know if it's a nude, but this is the closest thing to nude that I've ever used.
Yeah.
And
I have a lip line. I'm looking over here. I have a lip
I'm
line.
pretty much done. I could put lashes on.
I don't think you, yeah, you could. You're welcome to. I mean, I think you look great.
I don't want to. So thank you for saying that. Because I don't want to put the
And I didn't want to put any makeup on because I'm staying in tonight. I've got to take my antibiotic.
I'm going to Walmart like this.
You're going to Walmart?
Yeah, with my mom.
Good for you. No, my skin feels so good. I cannot wait for you to get your samples. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got to bug you and get your address.
We'll do it as soon as the show is over. We're going to do it.
It feels so good. And now I don't always do this, but today I used everything at once. So it seemed like my skincare was a lot. But one of the things I think that people also have wrong about skincare is that you have to spend an hour a day on it. That's another thing I love about the products that I found and that I now represent is easy on, easy off, light, not sticky, not goopy, and not, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're done. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not into wasting time. Like, it's never one to sit in front of the mirror for hours and hours, and never one to wear a ton of makeup, but I like makeup too. But it's like, I'm not going anywhere tonight, so I'm not wearing makeup.
So this is me. This is my
beautiful
look for today. I wanted to do a halo eye and it didn't happen. And then I tried to do this like thing I saw on TikTok where people were using this. That did not work out for me. I might have to practice more to do that. Okay. So I just kind of went with my this is kind of my it's a really easy. You put a shimmer in the inner corner and a darker color here, and then a transition color, which is usually a brown. Okay. Very simple, very easy. Liner and lash. And look at that. I think it
looks great. How much did you blend? I wasn't watching. Did you just kind of leave it?
It just really I didn't blend that much. I could have. I can if I want to, but
I don't blend a lot. I like the look where like you have there where it's. Let us know in the comments what you think. Both you all look amazing. Thank you, Lorenzo.
Thank you. You're so
appreciate
sweet.
that. You feel good. That's what matters, right? And
that's what matters.
Feels so good. Oh my gosh, I'm glad we're doing this too. One of the things I didn't mention is, I'm doing this for accountability because I used to go online, live stream about skincare at least once a week.
Wow.
And the last couple of surgeries just really knocked my socks off, even though they weren't as serious as some of the other surgeries I was going through. And in any case, this is giving me, I have to do my skincare. I have to take care of my skin.
I forgot to add, look at this freaking highlighter, bro.
That is so pretty. That looks more silvery.
Yeah, it's a little silvery. It's not, I don't know.
It.
It's not gold, but
I have one that's like that. It's kind of a pearl. It's pretty. Oh, you're making me do my makeup. I do my makeup now.
No, don't do it. You're gonna relax. How are you feeling?
I feel a little better than when we started.
Okay, good.
So when I went to the urgent care, to the emergency, they said, "Look, lady, you have to." Okay, so first of all, they had to like clean it all out. So they had to go in with like a needle type thing and flush it with saline.
Oh gosh.
That felt really nice. And then they gave me an injection. They gave me a tetanus shot.
Oh wow.
Which hurts like
does it?
Oh my gosh. But the last time I got a tetanus shot was much worse than this one. But tetanus hurts. There's like a lump here. And then they put me on antibiotic pills. And then I had to go get rechecked because until I get through the 10 days of antibiotics, have to watch for all these signs that the infection might, they said there's a good chance that you're still going to get an infection, even on the
Oh, wow.
And then the minute I start feeling nauseous or tired, which I was feeling earlier, or other certain signs, I have to go to the ER and they have to give me infusions for a few days. I'll have to stay in the hospital. Yeah. So I'm trying not to get that happen, but so far so good. And then the other thing you watch for, like a red line up your, that's like blood, because it's like blood poisoning what you get.
Oh, wow.
It's really serious. Yeah, it's very serious. Dog bites and cat bites. I've been bitten by a dog before too. It was pretty much the same routine.
That's scary.
Yeah, he was bad though, because he not only bit me, but he ripped my wrist because he had, you know how they go.
Stop it. That happened to you? Oh my God.
My arm, and I was like flopping around.
Done.
I
was like laughing about it now.
I was in my 20s. It was a long time ago. It was my friend's dog. He was a sweet dog. It was the same kind of situation as with Tosh. You can't really blame the dog. He had been lost. He had been starving. And my friend was with my husband at the time. They were off playing football. It was Thanksgiving morning. I was sleeping in, and all of a sudden my neighbor across the street called and said her husband found the dog. I forgot the dog's name right now. I can't remember. Is it okay? And please go get him, because he was elderly and I was young, and he's down there, and it's winter, and we lived on Lake Michigan. We live on Lake Michigan. And there's like rocks that went down, like the bluff and stuff. And she said, he's all hung up on the rocks. I'm afraid he's going to fall. And I was like, I jumped up out of bed, because she rang, and I woke up and I ran out there. And he had already, by the time I got outside, he had the dog up and he was giving her some water. And he was going in and getting her some food. And he said, don't let her lick. There's drippings from the grill, because he had barbecued the night before and there were meat drippings. The dog was getting into the meat drippings. Oh God. Don't let her eat the meat, lick that. I'm going to go get her some food. And I wasn't thinking. I was half asleep. I was like, oh yeah. And I grabbed, and I said, hey, I was like, hey, don't lick the drippings. And all I said was that. And I kind of, had my hand out. Oh, he wanted the licking. He was starving, she was starving. She grabbed my wrist and just went, rah, 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 rah. And then, just
like, okay, I'll eat you.
My wrist, like for 6 months, was in a thing because it was so ripped to pieces. But yeah, so the bite was one thing, but the sprain and stuff. And the poor dog, I was like, ah! I screamed at the top of my lungs. Yeah, and looked at me. She looked at me and she's like, oh, and she dropped my arm. And then she just came with us because she felt so bad. Like, he's dragging me over to his house and getting me to the car to get me to the ER. And the poor dog felt so bad. And so that's how it was with Tosh. She didn't mean it. She just bit me. She was afraid. Yeah. She was afraid. I don't know why she would think I would hurt her, but she didn't want that bath.
I forgot this is a lip plumper and my lips are burning a little.
Oh, see, what is the ingredient?
I don't know.
You know what? See that? Okay, so then you need the lip rescue.
I need the lip rescue immediately. I don't. You know what? It doesn't even say.
That's the problem with those
lip Ulta Beauty lip gloss.
Yeah, that's the problem with. I'll look it up, but that's the problem with certain lip stains and lip plumpers. Looks very pretty though.
It looks really pretty.
But what happens is when you're older, you have less collagen in your lips, and they get that's I've never had full lips like you have when you at your age, but I had more full lips.
I know my mom tells me that, and I'm like, are my lips gonna look like that when I grow up? When I get older.
When I grow up.
When I grow up, I'm still a child.
They're gonna look a lot better if you don't use you don't need the plumper.
Okay.
They're perfect the way they are.
I will use the lip rescuer instead.
Yeah, if you are gonna use the plump, and if you are gonna, occasionally, like I do, use stains, lip rescue and do what I did. I did the lip scrub. In the lip scrub, the lip rescue is overnight, but when you're not required to wear makeup or wanting to wear makeup, you can use the aloe Shea jojoba chapstick that I have too. And these are really inexpensive
Are
too.
they? Oh, great. Okay, good. So
I
make
mean,
sure to
they're
check that out in the show notes,
for
guys.
sure. Yeah, you don't have to.
Send us a
Oh,
message
thank
on
you,
the beauty
Lorenzo.
touchdown. Thank you, Lorenzo, for hanging out with us today. We really love your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode. So, Dawn, tell us what we learned today.
Oh my gosh. Everything.
We learned a lot. We talked about
We
a lot.
learned a lot. And you know what I learned? I learned that I know a little bit more about football than I thought I did.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And I
you did.
enjoy that. I enjoy that. And I
glad.
also learned that I put the lip rescue all the way around my mouth, which is you should do, but it looks shiny. So I learned that it looks shiny on the So we hope you enjoy the bye week, because we're not going to we have games tonight and tomorrow. Not Packer games,
Not Packer
preseason
games, just
not
the
Packer
regular
preseason games. If you're enjoying them, I'm very annoyed that I can't see the Rams or Charger preseason games. They're blacked out here. Are they blacked out for you too?
I got the NFL Plus, so
I do
hope.
too.
I'm upset. I'm upset.
I know. It has nothing to do with NFL Plus. It's a team policy. They block out. It's so annoying.
That's ridiculous. I'm upset because I pay to watch all the games. What the hell?
Well, if you pay another $5, the $9.99 one, you can replay it. But who wants to replay? I mean, you want to watch it when it's going on.
Live. I want to sit and enjoy football. That's upsetting. Well,
right. Just so you know,
I'm gonna go to Walmart then.
Go to Walmart. Don't buy any beauty products at Walmart.
We learned about fantasy football today, and we also learned about the offense.
Right.
Dawn also told us about the offense. They scored the touchdowns. They don't defend. We don't know about defense. They defend. The offense scores touchdowns. But if you enjoyed, please let us know by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on the little bell so you're notified every time we post and go live. You can find us here every week of the NFL season. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. And last week, I just want to remind you all, we talked about the 2-4-5 defense. So we're just going to work our way through the encyclopedia of football terms. So real briefly, since hopefully you watched last week. If not, watch last week and come back. We're going to talk. I'm just going to say what the 3-3-5 defense is, and that's also a nickel formation. Mm-hmm. And this one has 2 defensive ends, 1 defensive tackle, 3 linebackers, 2 outer and 1 middle linebacker. So 5 defensive backs, 3 cornerbacks, 1 free safety, and 1 strong safety. Nice. So if you hear 3-3-5 mentioned on the broadcast, they're talking about personnel. They're talking about, if it ends in 5, that means it's a nickel formation. It's some variation of it. So where's the other 3 in the 3? It's pretty easy to figure that out. I'm really digging this, Jamie. Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you for joining me. Thank you all for watching and joining us. And are we going to dance it out, Jamie?
Let's dance it out for like 30 seconds.
All right, let's find some music. Let's see.
Lorenzo, if you're still here, dance it out with us.
Lorenzo said he has fun. Go, Pat, go.
Oh, I have fun. I love it. Oh, thank you, Lorenzo, for hanging out with us. We love you.
Oops. All right, play.